So you have joined, if you didn't mean to join, the Healthy Living Grab and Go. So just make sure you're in the right breakout session. It won't hurt our feelings if you got in the wrong one and you need to jump over to I think Lori has a workout session going on right now as well. But before I turn it over, I just kind of wanted anything that is getting shared today that has resources and stuff, we'll get it sent to Hope and Lori, and we'll house it though. I'm just going to share my screen.
Amanda, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, Kimmy.
How does an agent get into here? Like the main thing just kicked them out and they didn't get the link in the chat. How do they get in?
Do they have access to the schedule in Teams? Are they in Teams?
Okay, good. Just checking.
Yeah, so on that schedule, they should just be able to click the box and it's a live link.
Okay, thanks, Ashley.
Sorry, I've just been answering questions, Amanda. I figured.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say the same thing, that it's in the agenda live link. So I'm going to share my screen. Hope touched base on this yesterday. If you had the chance to see about where to pull what resources we have at the state level with the portfolios. So right here we have the 4-H share box. And of course I've kind of already preset. Can everybody see that? The 4-H sharing ideas box folder that I'm in? Okay, awesome. So if you go to 4-H curriculum, we have here kind of breakout files, and I have Healthy Living already kind of started. And I've uploaded already Teen Cuisine, Choose Health, a hunger simulation that you can do, the iCook curriculum that you can pull from. And what I tried to do, and they've changed it up a little bit, is I put a star by it, so it comes over here under my collections. So if I want to quickly get to the curriculum, I can pull from, so if I go back to original files, I could go right here and get to it. So if you didn't have that little tip, all I did was I logged into my staff resource, went to the share box folder. When I got there, I kind of have just the 4-H curriculum as my collection, and it's over here, like I said, on my left-hand panel. And I just click on what I want and upload. So that kind of helps you. And I do that with a lot of things. If there's a project I'm working on, like Cloverbud Yoga, and I've decided that I'm no longer doing that, I'm moving on, I'll just delete it from my collection so I can, or if I got a new version, I can upload it. So it kind of helps keep me a little bit better organized. I know that Box is fairly new to me, and being a new, employee, but I think that's kind of helped me stay organized and moving forward. So hopefully that kind of helped you guys. But I'm not going to hold up any more time. I'm going to hand it over to Miss Jerry, Columbia County. She is going to talk on their food-o-rama that they do. So it's all yours.
Good morning, everybody. We in Columbia County, I don't want to confuse everyone, especially if they're fairly new, but I've worked in 3 different counties, and the county-o-rama format, there's like no standardization for that. So it's kind of different between different counties, how they handle stuff. And when I came to Columbia County, they actually had 5 different oramas. We have combined talent and fashion review because those complement each other. So we have 4 now. So what I'm talking about this morning, they asked me to talk about our Foods-O-Rama. We have a standalone event that's dedicated to foods preparation. And there are different, this is an event that they've had in Columbia County forever. And the event is traditionally, it has been, the members will, it's very similar to food fair. They will present a recipe, and they will actually bring a prepared dish, and the judges will listen to their presentation. They will do sort of a brief demonstration of the preparation of the recipe. And the judge has copies of the recipe, and they judge the talk, and they also judge the dish. So there's different categories, the different categories that we have, and kids can enter as many categories as they want to. So we have beef, breads, dairy, egg, and rice. And if a member wants to enter all the categories, they can do that. And we do have members that will do that. But the score sheets that we use for the talks and the recipes, some of them are very antiquated. They've been around forever. Actually, the breads and there may be some, I don't know, I think I'm one of the old people now, but there may be somebody that remembers this better than me. But the best that I can get out of this is breads and egg used to be contests that were a regular contest with extension, and the score sheets that we use for that are actually the old score sheets that they used back at that time. Now the egg preparation score sheet is actually the score sheet that they use for egg preparation at the national contest in Louisville. So it's the exact same score sheet. So the member, it's not like it is antiquated, but it's still being used on a national format. So it's still viable, I think. The bread one is the old score sheet from the old breads contest that they used to have. The beef contest, the score sheet that we use is actually an extension service score sheet from the old beef contest. Of course, with beef, Cattlemen's, Arkansas Cattle Women's has a beef ambassador program. So this kind of goes along with that program too. And if we do have someone that is interested in pursuing that, we kind of try to assist them with that through this talk if they want to do that. The other contests, the dairy and the rice, those are actually Arkansas Farm Bureau contests, and we use the Arkansas Farm Bureau score sheets. Arkansas Farm Bureau has information booklets on the contests that talk about the contests, and we can kind of use those for guidelines to help the kids. We start our aromas in January. We have already had, we have to start them early because we compete with ball. And so in order for these kids to get an opportunity to, and we're competing with year-round livestock showing now too. So in order to give these kids a chance to participate, we have to start really early. So we have, we've already conducted our talk. We typically have our talks and demonstrations in our talent and fashion review in January, and we've already had those. And we have the Foodsorama in February. And we're trying to get ready to do that at the end of February. Now we're in COVID, so we're having to do things really different this year. I've had some discussions with administration. Of course, now we can't have more than 10 people at a time, which we've had to adapt our other events anyway. But Foodsorama is a lot more complicated because you're talking about food, prepared food. So the game plan this year is we have a local businessman here that has a cafe, They serve home cooked food basically. And anytime we had, for years, we've ever needed catering for anything or anything, we usually use them. He has supported us a lot, and he has sponsored a lot of stuff. And he's just a good guy, and he helps us out a lot. I went and had a long conversation with him, and then I went and talked with the district administrator. And what our plan is we're going to start registration early, like probably next week or the end of this week, on Foodsorama for the last week in February. And so what we're going to ask is that we're going to have a short entry time, and we're going to ask that they submit their recipes when they register. And we're going to take the recipes to the guy at the restaurant who has a commercial kitchen, who has never shut down all the way through COVID. And they're actually going to prepare the dishes for us. I'm going to take the recipes to him, and he told me he would sit down with me, and what he didn't have, we can make a grocery list, and I can help him out with that. But he's doing the rest of it himself for no charge to us. So he's going to make the dishes, and what's left with the members is it's basically going to be real similar to talks and demonstrations. So what we did for talks and demonstrations was we scheduled a family in at a time, because we have a lot of siblings. So we gave the registered people time slots, and they could come in. The one family would have a certain amount of time to present, and once they presented, then they have to leave. And then we sanitize the table, the podium, everything. And we have 3 judges that will be watching the demonstrations, talks,